Hey Jamie, how you doing?
Hey Ryan, how you going, man?
Good. Before we get started, I want to give you a chance to introduce yourself to everybody.
Yeah, I'm Jamie. I'm 34. I was born in Margate, which is a seaside coastal town on the southeast of England.
Cool. All right. Get right into it. I want to know a little bit about your background. Where'd you go to school for? If you did, what you do for a living, or what have you done for a living? Just different stuff like that from your past.
I think the schools are a little bit different over in the UK as what they are in the US. For me, the school was basically I kind of left school at the end of high school and basically went straight into work from there. And from that, I kind of went straight into work at 16 building UPVC windows, or double glazing as it's probably easier known, making the frames and making the actual glass units. So I started off doing that at 16, done that for a few years, and then ended off working in a supermarket. And then unfortunately life got in the way and I had to give up work. So yeah, that's kind of where it stopped from there.
Okay. Okay. Maker. This is a maker interview, obviously. So
Yeah.
everybody has the title maker that makes things. So what kind of things do you like to make?
Well, obviously, if you've watched my channel, I obviously like doing scroll saw projects and woodworking, wood turning projects. Sorry. Portraits is I absolutely love doing them. I can kind of zone out in front of a scroll saw, and just when you sit down and do a portrait and just see it come together, it just looks absolutely amazing. I've done celebrity portraits and I've even done a few of my friends as well. So yeah, that might be something to do. I mean, I've just done an Izzy Shrek as well. So
You do a lot of scroll sawing, like you were just talking about, because you made the Izzy Shrek. What made you want to start getting into scroll sawing? Because that's something we're big fans of. That's one of the first things I ever started doing.
well, it's no big secret. There's basically one person really, Sterling Davis.
Ah.
Before seeing Sterling's video, I'd never seen a scroll saw or anything like that. Of all the years of watching YouTube videos, I'd never once come across a scroll saw video. And then one day I was just watching videos and I saw Sterling make some puzzle piece coasters, and he had inlaid pictures inside of them with his family and things like that. And I was like, oh wow! And that was kind of like, I need to get a scroll saw now, and it just kind of took off from there.
Cool.
So I've got a scroll saw. So it was just a cheap one, and just went from there.
Cool. So had you been making stuff prior to that, or is that just something you started right then?
No, not really. I mean, as a kid, I was always hammering about with bits of wood and things like that, but never really took it seriously until I got the scroll saw. So from that point on, that's when I started taking it seriously.
So do you plan on making more stuff, like using different tools and stuff in the future, or are you going to stick scroll saw?
Well, yeah. I mean, I've got no. I've got a lathe now as well. So obviously I've been doing bowls and different objects like that. I do pens as well, so I really enjoy doing that. So yeah, I'm planning on gradually getting the tools up because I've only really been taking it seriously for maybe 2 or 3 years now, maybe. So yeah.
Cool.
So yeah.
Yeah. So what made you want to get into making YouTube videos then?
Well, after doing the scroll sawing for a little while and kind of taking to it to like a duck to water, so to speak, just I don't know. One day I just thought maybe I could do that. Why not have a go?
All right.
You know.
Right.
What's the worst that can happen, as they say. So I just uploaded a video, and yes, there was times where I thought, "You Wally," and I'm going to take that video down, but I left it there, and I'm glad I did, because if I didn't, then I wouldn't have met the likes of you and all the other great makers. So,
Right. It's that first jump in that starts it all, right?
yeah, absolutely.
Right. All right, so that kind of segues right into the next one real well. How has it been for you so far? How has the YouTube journey been for you?
How has it been? Like I said, the very first time, I kept looking at my videos, and I was thinking to myself, what an idiot. And I kept thinking to myself, I'm going to take it down, but I felt so uncomfortable in the camera. And that was kind of when I decided, you know what, I'm going to add... I'm not being me, if you like. That's the best way of putting it. So that's when I started bringing out the wigs and adding the comedic kind of element to it, if you like. And I felt so much more relaxed, and that's when my true colours started coming out, and it started recording the videos started to become fun for me. You know?
Right.
So all of a sudden I'm loving it now.
Good.
I can't get enough of it.
All right, and you said you like to have fun, and we know most of the people that are in the I like to make stuff community know that. So you like doing this lighthearted fun sometimes, and you like doing it at the expense of the people in the maker community, and everybody enjoys it. So I want to know a little bit about why you do that.
I'm guessing you're referring to the photo edits.
Yeah.
Yeah, the photo edits. Can't actually remember how that actually started out. But what I mean, one day I did a photo edit and someone just seemed to love it. But I mean, now it's getting to the point where I can't go a week without someone messaging me or tagging me in something saying, "Oh, Jamie can make that happen," or "Jamie, can you make me a photo?" or something like that. I mean, it gets mentioned on other podcasts and things like this, or someone will mention something and I think all of a sudden, bang, there's a photo edit in that comment. So, and then I just post it, and yeah, it's all fun. But then I thought, you know what, with all of these photo edits, there's a chance to get people some traffic to their channels. Right. So that's when I decided to do the maker edits and put it on my channel. Then I added some extra links to, like, the description, so sort of like, go and check out all of these channels, blah blah blah, you know. So yeah, it's kind of like just a way for advertising other people's channels.
Cool.
So,
all right, one of my favorite projects of yours is the Berkey Bowl, which you did here not too long ago.
yeah.
What's the story behind that?
The story behind the Berkey Bowl, it started off as kind of an experiment. I wanted to see how two-part epoxy and food colouring would, first of all, if it would work together.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to see how it would turn. And so I obviously done the carving of Berkey's face or the logo in the bowl, and turned it off. And I went on Facebook and done a live stream of the big reveal, can you guess who it is underneath the epoxy and things like that. And people were guessing, it turned into a little game. And then I turned around just before I shut the live feed off and said that I was going to send Andy Berkey the bowl of the original. So I done it and then shut the feed off, and I went to clean it up the last feed. Instead of taking like a high grit sandpaper, I decided to take the chisel to it and just slightly cut it, but there was a crack in it that was kind of deceiving me, and I didn't see it. And as I took that final pass, the whole bowl just went. And I was like, no. So I thought, you know what? If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it properly and send him the Berkey bowl. So I've got some milliput resin. I've got a nice piece of wood, and so I made him a Berkey bowl.
Cool.
So
yeah. All right, moving on to some things outside of YouTube. You are part of it's fairly new, a podcast. You want to tell everybody about that?
Yep, it's called Makers International. It consists of myself, Chris Cute, Richard Morley, Alan the Woodworking Junkie, and Joe Whittaker. The reasons behind Makers International, I guess you could say, we wanted to get perspectives of making from across the globe. The best example I can give really is we did an episode recently where we did material resources and like where we get our lumber, for example, and things like that. And it kind of works out that it's so hard for people in the UK, and not just the UK. We found out from comments as well, like Australia, New Zealand, and all other places around the globe. It's so hard to buy lumber when we look at people on YouTube from like the States and the Canada and things like that. That it seems so easy to get lumber.
Huh.
You know, like all the exotic hardwoods and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of like that's kind of the reason behind the international thing. We want to get a perspective of what it's like across the globe. So yeah.
All right. You're part of the maker community, obviously, or I wouldn't be interviewing you. What are your thoughts on the community?
My thoughts on the community, one word, just amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's a crazy community. I know I've talked about this with other people, but it's unlike any other community on anywhere.
Yeah.
It's everybody's got everybody's back and.
Yeah, it's great how everyone sticks together. It's not so much friends. It's kind of everyone's family.
Yeah,
you know.
That's a good way to put it. All right, we want to give everyone an opportunity to give some love back to the community that they're part of. So we're going to give you a chance to shout out some channels that you'd like people to know about.
Ooh. Well, there's so many people to shout out, but I'll keep it down to 3. The first person I want to give a shout out to is the man that, quite honestly, indirectly, I suppose, or directly, however we want to look at it, got me into scroll sawing, Sterling Davis. Yeah, so he deserves a bit of love. And secondly, the man, he brought out a video called Golden Fire, which he turned on his lathe. And that project was the reason behind me buying the lathe and getting into wood turning. It's a guy called Martin Saban-Smith. He's a wood turner from the UK. So yeah, I highly recommend you check out his channel. And my third shout out is a guy, he's from Canada. He's a fairly new YouTuber. He's got less than 100 subscribers, but I've been trying to change that for a little while. He's called Conrad Dole. He's an incredible maker. I've spoken to him a few times. He's been on the Maritime Makers show, and he's an incredible guy. So yeah, I'd like to give him a shout out as well.
Awesome. That's two makers I haven't heard of before, so I'll have to check them out right when we're done. Last but not least, where can everybody find you online, Jamie?
You can find me on YouTube at JP Woodwork, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at JP_Woodwork.
Cool. All right. This is fun, as it is with every maker we interview. So thanks a lot for doing this.
Thanks, man.